Okay.
Let's record and go. No.
Need a drink. Okay. All right. Relax. Be happy.
I don't know how I should hold the gun like this.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Hickok 45 here. Seems like I've said that a few times. You think, John?
I think so, yeah.
How many?
A few.
I think it's been almost 1,000. Yeah, it has actually almost 1,000 times, and that means we've done almost 1,000 videos, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Huh. So anyway, we've been sitting around trying to decide what to do for the 1,000th video, and I guess we're still trying to decide, right?
Yeah, we're not really sure yet. Maybe you guys can give us some ideas.
Yeah. Well, wait a minute. This is the 1,000th, right?
That's true.
We blew it. Okay, so all they're going to get to see is us sitting in the woods.
Let's start over.
Commuting. Well, I thought that was good.
No, it was okay. I just wanted to run through it again.
Gosh, it was good, John.
Thought it was good.
The problem is we started over. I forget what we said.
Well, that's why I went ahead and started, because we didn't really say much yet. Okay.
All right. Ready? Cut one.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, Hickok 45 here. You've heard me say that a few times, haven't you? How many times you reckon, John?
A few too many, I think.
Few too many?
Yeah.
Probably. That would be their opinion. That would be your opinion, right? No, I think it's been almost 1,000 times I've said that. And so anyway, we're sitting here trying to decide what to do for the 1,000th video. And
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah.
This is the 1,000th video.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I told you that before.
Oh. So we're not going to blow up an elephant?
We were going to blow up an elephant?
Well, we were going to do something dramatic, weren't we?
Oh, yeah.
These people want stuff that's dramatic.
Yeah.
Now, actually, our viewers are the intellectual type. They don't have to have something dramatic every day, right?
Right.
Good thing. Yeah, this really is the 1,000th video. Sorry to disappoint you. We didn't burn down the forest for the video. We didn't blow up my truck or anything like that. We just thought we would sit in the woods and talk to you. How's that? You in the mood to talk, John?
Maybe.
We're going to make John talk some more. You've seen that he's gotten pretty good at that, so we'll let him talk some too. But anyway, we wanted to thank everybody for being with us through 1,000 videos, or however many that you've been around for. And if you're a recent subscriber, hopefully you get back and see those early videos, because we did some pretty stupid things back along through the way, which we might talk about, didn't we?
Yeah, I did a few.
Yeah, we didn't really plan to have 1,000 videos, obviously. Many of you know the story. We won't go into that in detail again, but we did want to kind of reminisce a little bit and talk about some things that have happened, that we've done. Some smart things, some dumb things, but
Mostly dumb things.
Mostly dumb. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
look who you're dealing with here. Me.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we didn't plan to have 1,000 videos, did we?
I did.
Did you?
Yeah, I wrote it down, remember? I told you back in 2008 we were going to have 1,000 videos.
Did you?
Yeah.
I must not have been listening then either.
Yeah, you got to pay attention.
I never listened to. You never listen to kids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We actually didn't really plan to do 1,000. We actually planned
Like to do 15 or
15.
something.
Yeah, we've told that story before, here and there. But yeah, 15 or 20 videos we figured was max. Yeah, we get out some lever guns for a video, some Colt single actions, some Glocks, and do some different things with 15 or 20. And that was going to be it. I mean, what else would people want to see?
Yeah, I figure there's only so much, gun content that people could handle anyways. So.
Yeah, really. So here we are at 1,000. Not that every one of the videos, of course, is something that is essential viewing.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, I just wanted to give them a break if they
Don't
haven't
listen
seen
to them.
something.
It's not true. Everything is essential.
I seem to
single
remember
video.
us hunting down a snowman and shooting him. The one that was right down there that was holding the
Yeah.
plastic Uzi.
Yeah.
There's some things like that might not have added to the education of our viewers. I
Don't say that.
But anyway, it has been a total surprise that we've continued doing this, and that's of course because you guys seemed to enjoy some of what we did, at least, and so we kept doing it. And lots of surprises along the way, just for a couple of goofballs out in the woods. doing some, I guess what you'd call pretty raw videos. You know, my gosh, who'd have dreamed that something we do out here in the woods would show up on Leno, you know, or be shown on the 5, or what else, Red Eye, True
Yeah.
TV. You know,
Yeah, it's crazy.
it is. It's crazy. So there's been a lot of surprises along the way. Of course, ironically, videos that showed up on TV didn't really have that big an impact. It's the internet is the place, right? That's
That
old
was
media.
yeah, that was the big education. It was that the
Yeah.
the internet is the place to go, not TV.
It is. Yeah, y'all know that. If you know, if you do videos yourself, or you do anything on the internet, and you get it, you put a posting or a link out there in some blog, or it hits some forum somewhere, it's just boom, it blows up for a while. Much more than, well, for example, when they showed the pumpkin carving video on Leno, I don't think we noticed a blip, did we? In the like the subscriptions that day, maybe
Not really.
another 10.
Yeah, not
So,
really.
Old media.
Yeah.
We and you are where it's at, on YouTube, doing
Right.
our own thing. Don't
Yeah.
you agree?
I do. I do agree.
No, we're especially surprised too, I guess, that you all, for the most part, or you wouldn't be watching this, you liked the way we did things early on, and hopefully the way we still do things. And we really do things the same way, pretty
Right.
much. You
'Cause
know.
I like the more real approach. I'm not TV is great at having the super slick editing and all that fancy stuff, and we weren't interested in creating a TV show. We just wanted to kind of do our own thing. So I just like not having the edits. I could do that easily if I really wanted to, but why? There's no reason. There's no reason to.
Right.
There's nothing that I will really want to cut out necessarily. Is the thing. So
That's right, because everything I say is brilliant.
exactly.
That's what he's
There's
implying.
nothing to cut out.
That's what
If
he's
it's all good, you know.
And John will tell you that because he started out as a child. I remember when he was a baby, and he'll tell you even when he was a baby, he was just amazed at how brilliant his father was.
Yep.
Everything his father said just left him spellbound. Right? Right?
Yep.
No, we really do. We appreciate the fact that you all are intelligent, just like us, right? And you appreciate the kind of the raw, unedited style for the most part. With a few exceptions. Sometimes like the rapid fire videos, John has done an amazing job with. But for the most part, we just do what we do and bring you in to watch. And we're just pleased that you have stuck with us, and you seem to enjoy that. It's really what YouTube and the internet has to offer, isn't it?
Yeah.
That unbiased perspective where everything is not a quick cut like the cool commercials, cool, right? Or at least the commercials we see all the time.
On TV, you have something fake that's trying to appear real. On the internet, you have something real that, in some cases, is trying to just stay real, or in some cases, trying to be fake. But it starts out as real. It starts out as a real thing. Just some guy or some people creates content, they put it up there, and it's great. I just love it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's the new media and a new opportunity, really, because and it's neat. What's really cool is that so many people like it. I mean, compliment our viewers, but just the people don't know about us. I mean, the new trend, people seem to like that, and I mean, we've all been pizzazzed by all the slick media.
Yeah, but we're over it now. I think the average person, they've seen it all. They're over it. They're just over it. They're not impressed by slick, fancy editing anymore.
CGI.
They're not fooled by all the marketing. You know, they just want real stuff. They want real people. It seems like to me.
As if we're real. Are you implying we're real?
Well, I mean, as real as it can be.
Well, we try to be real.
Well, we don't have to try. That's the neat thing about
that's
it.
the neat. As long as John doesn't edit the video, whatever you see is real. Maybe I'm a total fake, but at least you're seeing the real fake side, right?
That's right.
Anyway, but that's the value. I don't know. Anyway, like we said, we're just going to kind of look back and maybe talk and bore you about some of the stuff that's occurred. You know, when we think back those very first videos, the buffalo shoot, of course, I guess is the earliest video that we have up there. I don't have the little camera, but I had a little, I used to carry a little pocket cannon, what are they called, power shots. Or I don't know. They were nice little cameras.
Yeah.
They were like $400 or $500 when they first came out, I guess.
'Cause they were so small for the time.
Yeah, they're so small, but they were high quality for what they were. I guess 99, 98, 99. I started carrying those. I've always liked photography.
Well, 99 was when you had the first that gigantic digital camera, and then I think around 2003.
Yeah, that's right. So maybe 2001 or two. But yeah, I started carrying those, and of course now our phones take the same quality, picture or movie. But I always had one of those, and that with that buffalo shoot, I'm just over here in the woods hiking around with this particular firearm that is unloaded, Colt single action, second generation, and I had black powder cartridges in it, and I just pulled that camera out of my pocket and held it like this, and oh, a buffalo, and I took some shots at it. And I probably had that little MPEG around for a while. I don't know if I even had a YouTube account at that. I don't know. But anyway, put that on YouTube for kicks, for silliness. But then after that was July of 2007.
Right.
Then we didn't really do anything. Post a couple of stupid things on the YouTube channel I had set up. But it was December of 2008, I guess, before we did a few videos. And then the yellow shirt videos, as John calls them,
right.
where I was wearing that butterscotch, I don't know what kind of shirt it was, but did 4 or 5 in 1 week or something one day. And then it kind of, that's where we got started back then. About December of 2008 is when
right.
we really started.
Yeah.
Right. And those were done with a pocket camera or with this
That
one?
was that same camera, I believe.
The same one?
Well, no, not that one. That was the camera.
The pocket camera.
Right, yeah.
And then this was the early one that we, the Sony that we got really serious with, right?
Yeah.
Started doing more videos.
Yeah, and that's what we used. This is the camera that we used all the way up until the HD videos. This is the one that we used.
That's right.
I think the first HD video we did was that Santa thing. The
With
zombie
10
Santa.
Outdoors 9?
Yeah.
Oh.
I believe that was our first HD video.
Yeah.
So everything before that was this.
We wanted you to see 10 Outdoors 9 in really high def,
That's right.
Him and all of his idiocy, right?
Right.
But yeah, so that kind of started it, and then we just I don't know, some of the things what were some of the videos you thought were interesting over the years? Anything stick in your mind?
I mean, we did some interesting videos.
Well, I don't know. We might have. By mistake.
One that sticks into mind is definitely the one where I was a zombie and I walked up the hill and I got my head blown off.
That's right. That's right. That scared some people, of course.
That was an interesting one.
But now that one was edited, right? That was one of the
Yes,
few times where there was no danger. John's still alive.
I didn't actually take a bullet in the head on that one.
Didn't figure it was worth it for the video.
Yeah.
But
But that was an interesting one.
yeah.
And then, of course, the trespasser video, we had to send that very clear message to everyone.
Yeah, some of y'all remember that one. That was John's idea now, by the way. So we shot up the campsite. And there are still people who think that was a real campsite.
Right.
The folks that owned all this stuff are still over here at the creek fishing or something.
Right.
They just hadn't gotten back yet. Whew. I had to change the name of it. And they still think it's real.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just no accounting for the gullibility out there, is there?
Or was it?
Yeah. Of course, it might have been real. Could have been 10 Outdoors 9 or 22 Plinkster camping on our property. Or the Talking Lid duo.
That's right.
That sounds like something they would do. Just encroach. Somebody's calling, John. That might be him right now.
This must be important.
See if that's Talking Lid. Is it?
No.
Okay. We wouldn't answer it anyway. Sorry, Zeke. Well, another one comes to my mind is the pumpkin carving, of course. We have mixed feelings about that because that's just something like we would do. And all of a sudden that blew up, and we became the pumpkin carving experts, the educational source on the planet for pumpkin carving.
And everyone thought it was so unusual, and we still to this day don't.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
We don't understand that.
Tell Zeke to go fly a kite.
You can't trust these new phones. I put it on silent. Right before we started this video, I put it on silent.
See, there you go, unedited videos.
Yep.
But anyway, the pumpkin carving, perplexing that so many people didn't really know, the easy way to carve a pumpkin, and we're perfectly happy to continue providing that education. Every year we do that. In fact, we're coming up on that season now. We will continue the ritual because there probably are still people out there using a knife, to carve a pumpkin. They could cut themselves.
It's just ridiculous. It is dangerous. It's irresponsible to use a knife to carve a pumpkin.
Really, bullet works much better. So, and of course, the pumpkin carving videos, all seriousness aside, for some reason that did strike a nerve, and it got out into the mainstream, I guess you'd say, beyond the shooting community, and we heard from a lot of people around the planet. And speaking of some cool things, it was pretty cool. Again, we didn't do this to, I don't know, to get a lot of attention. We were, thinking, well, got some guns, been shooting all my life, we can provide a little education, have a little fun. Had done a little of that kind of thing before and in other venues, and just show some people a little bit about firearms. Here's a Glock, here's this, here's how it works, and show it being shot, and dispel a few myths about firearms. Did not expect it to grow, of course, but it was kind of neat along the way to see. I'll never forget, I've used AOL for my email forever, since what, 81 or something, when it came out, I guess, and it still do. And
yeah, which, by the way, a funny story. I remember being a little kid and going with you. We went, for some reason we were going all around town looking for this American Online, and I distinctly remember you walking around the different stores and asking people if they had it, and people acting like, I'm not sure what that is. Let me check.
I was trying to get set up on America Online. AOL is what it stands for. Yeah. So you were probably 2 years old or 3 or something.
I was older than that, I
4,
think,
but
5. I can't remember.
But anyway, when you go log into almost any mail server, you get a page of news or something, and the home page flips through different news items, and they're trying to pizzazz you and grab your attention with some hot model or whatever, what J-Lo's up to these days, or whatever it might be. And when I opened up my AOL and logged in, the first or second screen that pops up is me carving a pumpkin. I thought, wow, that was bizarre. So that was pretty interesting. You don't get that very much in life,
No.
when you're not a real celebrity or something. You're some dude in the woods.
Yeah, just turn the camera on in the middle of the woods, and then the whole world saw it.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and then blogs all over the country were wanting to know about that. And
how did that happen?
Leno and everybody was showing that stuff. Greg Gutfeld really likes those pumpkin carving videos and pumpkin destroying videos. I think about every year he grabs those. But anyway, those little things it's kind of neat, kind of like a little perk. Again, the stuff that shows up on TV doesn't do a lot of good, and even that AOL probably didn't help a lot. But as far as bringing new people in, maybe a few, but it's still kind of neat, kind of thing. What else?
Eventually it'll be the other way around.
Yeah.
The big shows on TV will be like, oh wow, a segment got shown on the internet.
That's right. Yeah, really, that's right.
Hickok 45 showed a clip of our TV show on his show.
That's right. We'll show a clip of Jimmy Fallon's Tonight Show, and he'll get all excited because we showed him in a YouTube video.
That's right.
That's right. He'll be bragging about it over lunch and over dinner. That really is the new media, I mean, I think about how many people especially younger people, because I hear from you all the time. You tell me that you don't watch TV anymore. You get everything off the internet, or you get it off of YouTube somewhere. So a lot of truth in that. Anyway, what else strikes a chord that you're reminded of?
Well,
back through the years.
Let's see. That was definitely an interesting time, and really the thing that I remember the most is just how I still don't even know what to call it, but the gun community, or just the people that buy guns and are interested in guns, it has changed so much from the first day that we started doing these videos to now. It's totally different. It's just amazing how much it has changed in such a short amount of time.
Really massive growth.
And I think it's because of the internet, largely. Yeah. It's also because of certain threats to our rights.
Right.
But even with those threats, it couldn't have happened without the internet. The internet is accelerating everything. Everything is accelerated now.
That's true. It would have happened anyway, but not nearly as big.
No, not as fast.
Yeah, it exaggerates everything. You're right, it accelerates it. No doubt about it. Which is sometimes it's a bad thing, but it's a good thing in this regard.
Right.
Because there was a threat to our Second Amendment rights, and people got after it, and it couldn't be hidden. That's for sure. The information's out there, and that you all stepped in. A lot of us stepped in and did what we could, writing senators, congressmen, spreading the word, buying guns.
Yeah.
Think about how many people
Were voting with their wallets by
Yeah.
buying guns and ammo. That almost had more impact than anything.
Yeah, really.
And we can't start coasting just because everything has gotten so good. Really, we should look at how far we've come to show what we can do. We can beat anything.
Yeah.
We've come so far.
Yeah, we have.
We've beaten the unbeatable, basically.
Yeah.
But we can't coast. We have to keep going.
No, not at all. And in our own small way, we that's another thing. We feel
we got to take part in it.
We feel privileged to have taken part, because we feel like in our own small way we've had an impact. And in everybody on YouTube who does shooting videos, we have spread the fever, so to speak.
Right.
I mean, you can tune into YouTube and see almost any firearm you might be interested in, and some you don't even know about, what they're all about, and see how they shoot and whether they are reliable or not, and get opinions, whether you believe all the opinions you hear or not. At least you're getting opinions on them, and you're seeing people shoot those firearms, and you're seeing they look like it might be fun to own. And so we feel like we've had a little bit of an impact on that. At least that's what people tell me and tell us. So we're glad to help. In fact, that is one of our primary missions, is to do that. Spread the word, spread the fever. As I've said many times in radio shows and elsewhere, the more people that are shooters, the better. If almost everybody at least has a firearm or is involved in the shooting sports, gun rights issues take care of itself.
Right. You don't have to necessarily spread all the political jargon about our side of the issue. You're going to figure most of that out on your own. If you have guns, you realize that how I vote, or even just how I discuss things or represent myself with other people could mean that I don't get to have this. Then it really changes how you feel about it and how important of an issue it is to you.
Exactly. Well, during some of the crises, when our gun rights were really threatened over the last 2 or 3 years, occasionally I'd get somebody write me or post a comment, Hickok, where you are, how come you have made a video on this issue? It seemed like there was one every week or every 2 weeks, and some other YouTubers were doing that. There's a YouTuber who fills every niche almost, I think, and talking about all the most current things, every week or 2 or 3 times a week. And we do mostly shooting videos, but I would get occasionally a comment. Someone was kind of angry with me for not doing a video on this most recent attack on our gun rights, or whatever it was, and I understood that to some extent, and we did videos on that issue, but on those issues, and we still will occasionally. But again, we feel like our primary role is what we're doing, and getting people interested in firearms and learning more about firearms. If you do not own a firearm, and John, leave me that prop, will you? You don't own a firearm, but you begin to get interested in them and say, these ARs are kind of interesting. I think I might like one of those because someday I might not be able to get one. And even though I'm not desperate to get one, maybe I better go and buy one. Now, a lot of people have done that, right, for that very reason, because they were seeing the rights to own something like this being threatened, and so they got it. But once you own one of these, we all know this, I'm not telling you anything, but once you own something like that, or you just own this Colt 45, whatever you own, if you own a firearm and you've not owned one in the past, then when you see the news and you see the bills that are proposed, maybe by a politician you formerly had a lot of respect for.
See it through a different lens.
Yes, totally different lens, and you're seeing it from a totally different perspective all of a sudden. And so I think that can be really effective. I just took your gun away, John.
Yeah, give me that back.
Sorry.
Another thing I think that we should remember, that we should always applaud anyone who is supporting our gun rights, even if it's anyone who has any kind of following, has a lot of what is it? Just a lot of whatever it is. A lot of viewers. They're out there in the public eye, and they openly support our gun rights, even if it's someone that you don't agree with. Everything, we should have some amount of support for them and respect for them. You know, like recently, I'm not going to name any names, but recently I went and saw one of my favorite comedians, saw him live, and got to speak with him after the show. And it was not the kind of person that I would have never expected him to be a pro-gun guy. But that doesn't matter to me. I still love his work because I don't judge everyone on that. But as I talked to him, it really surprised me. He told me that he loved guns and he had a shotgun he used for home defense. It really surprised me. So there's people out there that you don't expect to be pro-gun that are, and we should congratulate them for that. Even if other things they're saying maybe totally go against your views, I still think that's still important, that there's people out there on either side of the political spectrum that support guns. That's important.
I agree. As I've said before, if you're a friend of the Second Amendment, you're a friend of mine. Now, I know I understand that people just can't get past some issues, whatever it is, whether it's abortion or all these different things that separate us and divide us. But I understand that. But by and large, I think we need to, in the shooting community, the gun community, lay off the liberals. I can't tell you, and I know some of you all that do videos that you receive messages, and that's a lot of you. You get a lot of the same thing. Is people writing? I get messages all the time from people that I'm a liberal or I'm a lefty or I'm whatever term they want to use, but I love guns. And quite often they are complimenting us on not coming down on them, because I think some people are really hard on them, and I may have in a video or two maybe thrown out a word or something I probably shouldn't have, but by and large, I have, if I wasn't thinking this way 4 or 5 years ago, it didn't take me long with the onslaught of mail. That's one of the advantages. It's one of the disadvantages, getting so much mail, but it's an education. I get educated every day, and I hear from people, and I hear their gripes and what they think, and I hear from a lot of people, just like John said, that are what you would consider on the other side of maybe the political spectrum, and someone who would always hate guns and be against the Second Amendment, but they're not. There's a pretty good percentage of them that are not, and they love guns. They love shooting.
Right, and the thing to remember, those designations, liberal, conservative, they're not real. They aren't real. They're just ideas that someone made up, and they attach them to someone. They're not real, So don't judge people based on some type of attachment that maybe they attach to themselves, or unwillingly someone else attaches to them.
Yeah, we're all much more complicated than just some label anyway, right? I'm extremely conservative on some things, and I'm extremely liberal on others. And it's like I was saying earlier too, if someone has guns, I mean, they're going to, and they support the Second Amendment, I think there's going to be a tendency on their part to probably support my way of thinking even more. I mean, how can you have a firearm and not be offended whenever freedom is attacked of any kind?
Right.
Because a firearm, in a lot of ways, the Second Amendment, it's a symbol.
And it's splitting hairs in a lot of ways. Like if you think about it, most people would say it's a conservative thing to have a gun like this. There's nothing conservative about this gun.
No.
Honestly, if I would have a conservative gun, it would be something that was old. It's not really useful anymore.
You're making fun of my 45.
There's a conservative gun right there.
This
gun is pretty progressive. This is a pretty liberal, progressive gun.
There you go.
It is. It really is when you think about it. So really, a lot of these labels that we put on things, they don't even make sense half the time.
That's true, and that we didn't really mean to get off on this, I guess, but hey, this is live. This is live TV. But it reminds me too. Well, you're saying that reminds me of sometimes there are more people supposedly in our own camp who can be our worst enemies, and that's people who fancy themselves NRA members, and they fancy themselves as Second Amendment supporters and gun guys, gun gals, or whatever. But only if you have the correct guns. In other words, if you have one of these evil black guns, why do you need that? They've got their over and under shotgun. They go shoot clay pigeons on the weekend, and they're a member of the NRA. But these darn black guns have no purpose.
Yeah.
To me, those are kind of our worst enemies.
And the whole term, what do you need? You know, what do you need?
What
It's
do
like,
you need?
Why do you need this? You don't need this to hunt. Well, you don't need to hunt either.
Yeah.
You know, there's grocery stores.
They
you know,
don't
so you don't really
realize
need anything.
they're
We
in
just-
more risk than
we
we
just
are.
like to do certain things.
Yeah, we have a Second Amendment at least. They don't have a Second Amendment to
Right.
preserve their hunting right. And I'm not coming down on hunters. You know,
No,
my
just
best
put it in
friends hunt.
perspective is all.
Yeah, we're just rambling. Yes.
Yeah.
Like I said.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, like I said, we don't edit now. You might see some little, I don't know. John's going to take this and he might show you a clip of a video or two. So who knows?
Or you might get real lazy.
Who
and
knows
just say,
how it's going to end up,
nah.
or he may do nothing, you know. But so anyway, I don't know. But mainly we wanted to just kind of talk to you. We had thought about doing something dramatic, but we do dramatic stuff every now and then. Mostly we try to bring you some interesting firearms and teach you, learn you something,
Yeah.
quote unquote, right?
Right. What about do you want to talk about the history, some of the history of the sacred compound
Well,
ground?
the sacred. Well,
We've never
there's
talked
a lot of
about.
things we can't talk about here.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. John said we ought to tell you some things about the compound. He was suggesting that. So I'm going to tell you how many oak trees we have. Okay, it's been a top secret all these years. Well, yeah, there's no big top deep secrets or anything, but I thought he thought you might be interested in knowing. I don't see any reason you couldn't know it.
One of the greatest movies ever made.
Yeah,
probably.
greatest movies.
Don't let him minimize it. It probably is
Yeah.
one of the greatest movies ever.
Oh, really?
Not really.
Yeah. When my wife and I were shopping for a place to shoot, a farm or a house on some land and everything, preferably wanted a log house. It turned out the one we found, they had made a movie in it, like the previous 6 months or whatever. And so I don't know if somebody might find that interesting. That there was a movie made where I live here at the compound with Bo Hopkins and Jerry Reed. It's a real blockbuster.
Jerry Reed's been in the house. So it's
Yeah,
kinda
Jerry.
cool,
It's called. These people know who Jerry Reed is. They
Oh,
might know Bo
okay.
Hopkins. Who else was in that movie? I forget.
There
were actually some
Ned
other-
Beatty or something.
Yeah, Ned Beatty
Yeah.
was right.
Yeah.
That was right. There were some other people you'd recognize, but
Yeah. But there is a couple of shots where you can actually see where the range will be in a few
yeah,
years.
that's right. Little did they know, it's called What Comes Around,
Right.
and it's probably everything's out there somewhere, I guess. But it's
Yeah.
different. You know, the house we've added on to it since then, all kinds of security and railings and.
It was
you know,
a for real cabin.
It was
in
really
that
a
movie.
cabin. That was the early stages of it. But yeah,
Right.
there was a movie filmed here. It was kind of interesting. Since we're on that topic, it was funny. There were two big cedar trees out in I have a circular kind of drive, and there were two big cedars out there, beautiful big cedar trees. They're dead as a doornail, brown. You know, we bought this place, and I was a little perplexed why those two cedars were dead. There were some hickories and oaks right there next to them were fine. And I noticed there's some wire tied to them or something. And so I was out there shortly after we moved in. I was going to cut them down, do something with them. And I got them messing around, and they were just stuck in the ground. They were what they had done. Hollywood, you know, they had just gone out into the woods somewhere and cut two big cedar trees, just sawed them off and stuck them in the ground for the movie. You know, that's Hollywood for you.
Yep.
And of course, they didn't turn brown until I guess the movie was finished. But and then the other thing about the cabin, it's made from some different logs from other historic cabins around Kentucky and Tennessee. One of them being the Granny White cabin.
Goes back to the 1800s.
Yeah, it goes back into the 1800s, early 1800s, I think. And in the Granny White cabin, it's Jesse James stayed when he was in town. Okay, that's supposed to be a fact. And when we were looking, now none of this is the reason why we bought this cabin.
But there is a place on one of the logs where he carved out a map. It was to rob
That's
one
right.
of the banks.
That's right.
You know, it has like bank here, and then it shows you like how they're
Sheriff's
gonna come in.
office, bank, and
Yeah, and then there was also a false log that we moved, and we found a bunch of 1800s stacks
Yeah.
of Confederate money, but of course it wasn't worth anything, so we just burned it.
And an old Schofield.
Yeah.
Now all that's we're kidding on that part, but yeah, Jesse James might have rested his head on one of the logs in my house. Okay, so anyway, John thought y'all might be interested in that. The compound has some other significance, I guess. I don't
Historical
know.
significance. We need to have it designated as a historical site.
Yeah, historical site. Yeah. I've been looking on the logs for a place where Jesse might have carved something in the log, but that's what we should do. Put a JJ somewhere.
Yeah, that's right.
make it look old somehow. So anyway, I don't know what else are we going to talk about. For the few people who are not asleep yet.
Yeah. Well, one thing that's been exciting about this whole thing is, I've traveled a fair amount before this, but getting to travel a lot. You traveled a lot before, but I hadn't.
Can't talk about that.
That's right. Yeah. I had traveled some. I'm not one of those guys that never got out of the county or anything. Not at all. But I did have traveled a lot doing this. That's been neat.
Yeah, that has been neat traveling together.
Yeah,
we've gone to every NRA convention except for one, I guess, in the last 5 or 6 years, and SHOT Show.
That was a great trip out west.
Yeah.
St. Louis, and then Philadelphia was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah,
absolutely loved Philadelphia.
Yeah, I went up there and spoke at a Second Amendment rally. That was a nice trip.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are great trips. And the neat cool thing about it is it's part of what we're doing, and we're going most often because there's a convention having to do with firearms.
Right.
and then at those conventions or wherever it is, getting to meet people in the industry, Masa Yub, and just whoever it might be.
People we've watched for years on TV, or or people that you've read, for years, and now we get to be involved, in the industry that we've always been a part of, so it's kind of neat.
Yeah, I'll be honest, it's really cool. I mean, I've had my 15 minutes of fame 2 or 3 times in my life with different things, but it's just, this is kind of fun. Not that it's fame, but I mean, as far as just being involved in the industry enough to where we go to these things and meet people, and then of course it's especially cool that some of them are familiar with the videos. It's like, what, really? So it all kind of goes back to the surprise. It really, we still are surprised that as many people view these things as they do, and have, and it's we just thank you guys.
And really, it's a great gift that you guys have given us.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
It all comes from you all because you. Well, 2 things. The fact that you watch the videos, that's the gift that John speaks of, and it also speaks highly of you because you seem to recognize genius.
Right.
Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, the fact that you are the fact that you are interested in things that more real, is that what we say, or kind of raw, or because really, I mean, the first weeks and months we put these things up, they felt so awkward. Well, they were more awkward, but I felt like, are the people really going to want to see guns this way, that's not slick?
Yeah.
And then when they started watching them, it really was a surprise. And it's still, and we're not like big celebrities or anything. I mean,
Wait, what do you mean?
I mean, well, okay, you are, but it's still surprising. And I mean, what I'm trying to say, it's a compliment, I think, to you all that you're watching these stupid things that are not that slick. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say.
Because that's how we like to do them.
Yeah, you can tell the way we're stumbling around.
Right.
We're representing exactly what we're talking about.
Right. That's how we like to do them.
Oh,
I could easily edit up the videos and make them look great, but
hey, why don't you do that, man? I'm tired of looking like a bum.
Nah.
Can you make me look better?
Well, I can't. See, that's the thing. I can't do that. So,
like really, where's my makeup artist?
Yeah.
I want a chair like this with my name on the back.
Yeah. Trailer.
Something nobody can sit in but me, and makeup. Right. A hot blonde that comes around and brushes up my face just before John gets the camera out.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. We're talking too much. I know we tend to do that, but it is kind of
we just do what we like. That's the thing. We do what we like to do.
Yeah.
And people like it. They seem to, at least. So that's the bottom line.
Yeah. We hope you continue to. We're proud to support the farmers the way we do, because that industry at times is down. So we try to support the watermelon, the pumpkin industry, as well as some of the bottling industry, and we're proud of what we've been able to do for that those areas of business as well. I'm sure helped create a few jobs there, so we don't take that lightly either.
Right. We help to fight diabetes by getting high fructose corn syrup off the shelves.
All right.
And into the ground, back to nature.
Feed the ants. Maybe it's not healthy, but we do provide some food for the ants and the deer.
Right. There's a lot. Now I do have to admit, there's a lot of obese ants around this area.
Oh, man.
And that's that is kind of a problem.
That's the downside. We cleared all that out before we do a video, but we've got ants that like are this big now.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it.
You wouldn't believe it. And we saw a possum the other day that must have been that long.
And bees barely can fly.
Bees big as a dog. So there is a downside.
It really shows you the dangers.
Yeah, so you don't want to be drinking
processed food.
The stuff we shoot. You don't want to be drinking it anyway, so we're trying to get rid of that. So, well, I guess I'll let them go. There's 3 people that are not asleep now. But anyway, this is what we do. We talk to you and shoot at you.
Well, not shoot at you, but...
So stick with the gun rights. Remember, right now we've got the freedom banners, the gun banners, kind of on the run.
Yeah,
but there was a huge just before we came over here though.
Yeah.
Today's paper, the Tennessean, there's a full-page ad from what is it?
From Gun Sense. I think it's that Gun Sense. Just be aware.
Yeah.
There are certain people with certain unimaginable amounts of money that have enacted certain groups to try to come after our certain things.
Yes.
And we have to not be coasting.
Yeah. Some lame picture there about, one guy's an AR and then another kid with a skateboard. And who's not allowed in Kroger? Which one's not allowed in Kroger or something like that. Well, that's a whole nother topic about open carry and that kind of thing. We won't get into all that today. But, there are some people that maybe not helping us, although they're obeying the law. And, so we won't get into that. But be on the lookout for all those big dollars that are being spent on those ads, and we need to combat those. Just like in the old days, we would write letters to the editor, hard copy. I used to do that. And we need to keep the letters going, the emails, and just represent the sport the way it ought to be represented. Represent yourself well, and don't be afraid, as I admonish you in radio shows, to admit that you're a shooter. I think we're all out of the closet now. Shooting has become mainstream. It really is. They have date nights at shooting ranges. Shooting really is mainstream now. Let people know.
Yeah, and make it clear to those people. Go get over on the anti-gun blogs. Get over on the anti-gun YouTube channels. Get over there and make comments. Don't let them just get over there in a far dark corner and say all these heinous things about us. Don't let them just get away with that. Get over there and make yourself known. That can be as important as voting. Almost.
Yeah, get inside their little bubble, and maybe some of the younger people they're just kind of going along with that narrative because they don't know any better.
Right.
But maybe if they are exposed to some sensible shooters,
at least they see that it's kind of a 50-50 issue. If you go on YouTube, you look at a YouTube video and it's about some issue, some political thing, something crazy, and then you read the comments, and every comment acts like that's a credible thing. Then it kind of makes you think, okay, that's probably credible.
Yeah.
So don't let that happen to these anti-gun blogs and YouTube videos and
that's right,
and stuff like that.
Think for yourself, as my old buddy Confucius said, or somebody said, just because the majority of people believe something doesn't mean it's not foolish or something like that. Right. It can still be a foolish thing is still a foolish thing,
right?
Even if the majority of people seem to go along with it. But anyway, we're, I guess, keeping you too late.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you want to let's end? Let's see. John and I both will end with a 10-second comment. What would you like to say?
Put me on the spot.
Would you like to say one last thing?
See, I should have see if I had something prepared for this. Let's see.
Just tell the viewers you love them or something.
Yeah.
But you don't love them.
I hate a lot of people about things.
Gosh.
I can't think of anything profound right now. I don't have anything.
You think I'm going to say something?
Okay, you say something and maybe I'll think of something.
Okay. Well, I don't know what I was going to say either.
Well, see, now
no, I do. I was just going to say we appreciate y'all watching, and don't judge us by this, 20, 30-minute video. Nothing to say.
Still nothing.
Okay.
I guess you'll have to go and look at my videos.
Get over on the Hickok 45 and Son channel. That's something I was going to mention, by the way. Here I go again. Yeah, be sure you get over there. I'll be doing some stuff over there, but John's doing a lot of that, and he's doing a great job, if I do say so myself. And hopefully you've seen that. Oh, man, he amazed me coming out from behind the camera. He's a lot more relaxed than I ever thought, and he might be a lot smarter than I am. Right.
Yeah. So and maybe there might be some information in between the you-knows, maybe.
That's true.
It's possible.
All right, we'll let you go. We're getting silly. We do appreciate y'all, and you know what I'm going to say and partly because of you guys, life is good.
Yep. Okay. How long was that?
Probably 40 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah, 43.
Is it?
Yeah, that's okay
That's
though.
all right. That's all right.
We did it for the real fans is
Oh,
the thing.
Yeah, yeah, really.